in Turkey next year. So I'm very much looking forward to traveling to Turkey. And that's my wife, me and my wife, and it's a beautiful place. And I titled it My Atomy and My Future because Atomy is my future. So chapter one, a little bit about my life. So I was trying to become a K-pop star. So I moved to America in 1998. I started listening to K-pop in junior high, and I sang every day and practiced. I actually made it to top 10 in JYP audition that happened in San Francisco. JYP didn't work out. I moved down to LA to keep pursuing my dream. I used to perform a lot. I got to sing at LA Dodger Stadium. When Channel Park was pitching, it was a great moment. I shot music video and things like that. But guess what? Very competitive, right? So I didn't make it. My life too. I decided to join the military. I was kind of late in the game. My friends were already graduated from college, and I was still attending junior college. I finally transferred to a four-year university in Virginia, and I enlisted as an infantryman, which is the real way to go if you're going to join the military, because you get to actually dig holes and sleep on the ground. So yeah, I finally completed, and I'm still serving in the Air Force now as a captain, as a logistics officer. So with the military, I continue to study, and finally graduated from college in 2012. And I also got married in college, and I started the family. Everything seemed great until I could not find a job after college. So it was a fight for survival. I made $12 an hour as a college graduate, so that really humbled me a lot. However, I didn't let other people tell me that I couldn't do it. So what did I do? I continued to seek for opportunities, which led me to becoming a project manager for museum relocation project. And I finally got a salary job working overnight as an assistant manager at Target. I did not let anyone say that I could not do. So that led me to finally achieving an American dream. So when I first came to the United States, everyone talks about American dream. You get to have a big house, Mercedes Benz, or you have two dogs. So that's the only thing that I didn't have, two dogs. So I was a little shy away from achieving American dream, but I had everything. However, something was missing, and that was search for a balanced life. So I traded my time for money, and I was always under a lot of stress. And I was always uncertain because I was always competing against my colleagues, and my parents were aging, and I had children. And again, life is not about just me. It's also about helping other people. And I realized that lifestyle could not buy me happiness. So I realized and learned that I needed to change. And William James said it really well. If you can change your mind, you can change your life. So now to the chapter 2, the world is changing. And what about you? What are we facing in the future? The fourth industrial revolution. And I found this data very fascinating, but very worrisome, because these 5 big platform business is larger than the Saudi Arabia GDP, the oil-rich country. So these 5 companies, what do they continue to do? They continue to acquire other smaller companies and mid-sized companies. So that was very worrisome. And what else is happening in the future ahead of us? The dying professions. A lot of the drivers and all the jobs you see on the screen right now, they're projected to go away in the next 5 to 10 years. And what's happening? Artificial intelligence, right? And robots. They are all going to replace our jobs. And if you look at Toys R Us, unfortunately, my second boy, he's 2-year-old. He's never got to go to Toys R Us. My first one barely did until they finally closed. And what's the reason? It's high fixed costs. These retail businesses have to pay high fixed costs, employees, insurance, and you name it. And when incidents like COVID-19 happen, we are experiencing that right now. And it's very inconvenient for a lot of consumers because they want it very convenient way. And the prices are more expensive through retail. If you look at the bottom picture, it really saddens me because it's JD's Beauty Supply. That was my parents' business. They had that business for 12 years and they closed down. And as they were closing it out, my mom cried. So when I looked at that, they didn't have a retirement plan either. So that's another reason why I decided to do Atomy. But yeah, so my parents' business shut down. One thing that I can guarantee you that robots cannot replace is direct selling. I don't think that AI is gonna develop enough yet to be able to start networking with people and then start introducing shampoos. Okay, I think that will happen in the very, very future. But direct selling, in despite of the fact that there's a lot of negative perceptions, it has been a solution for a lot of baby boomers and nowadays for a lot of recent college graduates. And as you can see, the network marketing volume continue to rise. So I said, okay, there are many network marketing seems to be pretty credible, and I know all of you have heard of a gentleman named Robert Kiyosaki. He actually endorses network marketing. He said that's a very easy way to start your own business, and we all know that online business is the way to go in the future. So what online platform is the right for us? And that's why I titled it Why Atomy. First of all, I like to have residual income. And as I mentioned in the beginning, I was in search for a balanced life. I did not want to work 50, 60 hours a week. I wanted a system that I can create. So instead of walking to the well every day to get water, because that's how we are. We go to work every day and we get just enough water to survive for day or two, right? But what if we construct a pipeline with our partners and our sponsors and create a pipeline that's gonna not only feed your family but your whole neighbor? Okay, so that's all your partners that you're constructing the system together, and the pipeline is gonna lead to water feeding your whole village. Okay, so that sounds like I'm not just fulfilling my happiness, but also fulfilling my partners as well. So why Atomy? I have been a supply chain professional for close to 10 years since college graduation. I have also been a logistics officer in the military, and I have acquired logistics and supply chain master's degree. I'm not saying this to boast about myself, but I'm telling you that Atomy has a wonderful, wonderful way of doing supply chain management. If you can run a very effective supply chain management, that will allow the company to have a longevity in business. So what does Atomy do really well? They create win-wins with relationship with the partners all over the world. And what do? When they buy items from the suppliers, we pay them in 1 week. That's unheard of in the industry because other big corporations, what do? They bully the small companies. So when they get the products from them, they don't pay them until 90 days after. I used to work at a large corporation in America. That was very saddening because I used to get calls from my suppliers all the time saying, Israel, we need to get paid. When are you guys going to pay? So there's a payment term already set up so that they don't get paid for 60 to 90 days. So these mom and pop shops and mid-sized companies, what happened? They go out of business. But these big companies don't care. All they care about is retaining the cash flow so that they look really good in the balance sheet and then in front of their shareholders. And what does Atomy also do? We allow the free interest loans, especially when we raise up the mid-sized companies. Or I've heard of an incident where a factory got caught on fire. Atomy said, don't borrow money from the bank. Why? Because bank charges them interest rate. And when they charge interest rate, what happened? Our product costs go up. So to create a win-win that Atomy really looks after long-term relationship with our suppliers. So as you can see, we do what's called GSGS. It's a global company, and that's why Atomy is wonderful. There are a lot of network marketing companies and platform businesses. They say, oh, we are global, but they're not because we have what's called global binary system. You can have partners from all over the world. We are operating in around 16 countries or so, but we're opening more countries in the future. And I think there will be more countries opening than what we currently have open. So where do we get sources? We don't just get all the sources made from one country, but we look at the whole world and say, oh, wow, Turkey, they have a great Mediterranean temperature and weather that allow the best quality of pomegranate. They also say Mexico, where Claudio came from, they make the best avocado oil. What does Atomy do? We create jobs for the local country. So we have a great reputation because we provide a job and opportunities to those local people in Mexico and all around the world. So that's what we do really well. And we have ranked number 11 in, I believe, 2019 with the opening with China, Colombia, and now India, and more companies in the future. I am excited to see what holds in 2020. I I think we're going to be definitely under top 10, and we're going to continue to grow. What is our secret? And you've all seen this. We have free membership, no monthly quota, no automatic purchases, no risk. Let me ask you this. How many online platform can you find that does all the research and development for you through the mid-sized companies and have products on online market for you? You don't have to pay anything, so there's no risk, not like my parents. And we also have Prestige strategy, which is absolute quality, absolute price. What do? They purchase large volume, mass, right? And we are able to have prestigious products. So basically, you're buying Mercedes Benz at Honda Accord cost. That's what the Prestige is, right? So, and absolute quality, absolute prices. So this is amazing percentage of statistic. Return rate of 0.19 when we have our competitors at the average of 3.03%. This is not even a close match. This just shows you our quality is unmatched. So many of my partners in San Diego and Boston, they tell me every time they make an introduction and ask people to try it, at first they're going to be very hesitant because they have never tried it before. But like Claudio said, you keep asking over and over, and then they will eventually say, okay, fine, let me give it a try. That's the time they use the product and say, oh my gosh, why didn't you tell me before? When you've already told them many times. And Atomy is prepared for the future. And CEO Hangyo Park, during his vision speech during the Success Academy, I was blown away. I knew Atomy was preparing for the future, but this was just amazing. XR, what is that? It is incorporating the fourth industrial revolution, AI, virtual reality technology for our partners, and so that it could ease our business. And what else is happening? He said, we won't compete against other network marketing companies. And he said that in the beginning of the journey of Atomy, okay? Not only he said, I'm going to target against other big name network marketing companies, he's going to compete against other big platform businesses. Our DNA is just different. So you can pride yourself with our company. And Atomy is working towards personal platform. So now we are all co-sharing the online atomy.com USA, and everyone's sharing that website. But guess what? If you're into Instagram and writing blogs on Twitter, this is for you. Atomy personal platform is going to allow you to write blogs. It's going to allow you to upload your activities. So I'm probably going to have this recording and upload it to mine when it comes out. And it's going to incorporate Asamo, which is the platform that allows every company, such as Samsung and large name companies, to put their products online. And then in the future, there will not be any purchase you make without you earning PV. And that is an incredible concept because no other company has done that before. So this is a little example of the personal platform. See, as you can see, you can upload your videos and you can even pick the products you like to your online platform. So your friends can just directly go into your personal platform and say, wow, I really like these. I want to get those. So you can make the priorities of the products that you like to appear on the page. So it's called Personalized Online Shopping Mall. And Razor management is another great thing that I realized and learned about the company. So in 2010, 35.82% was spent on products. That's still a good amount of percentage, okay? So 100% of the money that's being spent from the company, or what's the makeup of that? 36% is a pretty big portion. But in 2019, now we're spending over 45% on procuring products. What does that mean? Our quality of products are amazing. It's almost near the half, 50% of the company spending on products. Look at the operating expenses. Our operating expenses continue to go down. We started at almost 15%. Now we're, just a little over 10%. Without the razor management being very, very methodological and very operational mindset, this is almost impossible. And how much percent the company gives us? 35%. So that makes up what we are today. Profit, this is really fascinating. Profit is the Atomy's least concern, okay? Of course, companies need to make profit to operate, but then their main concern is making sure the quality is there, making sure that we are getting compensated, making sure that we are reducing the operating costs so that we can continue to have great products. And they keep the profit just enough to roll. And they do a lot of volunteer activities. So I really don't know how much profit the companies take. They really care about us. But the company knows that when they take care of us, when they take care of the suppliers, when they take care of the consumers, they will continue to shop with us. They will continue to build a loyalty. It's all about longevity and sustainability. And then we have a binary compensation system. And then it caps income ceiling has sold a lot of my partners. They say, oh my gosh, we are living in a capitalistic world where rich people continue to become more rich. But our concept is we are going to create income ceiling so that all of us can have an equal opportunity. And then they pay people at the bottom. And if you look at the ratio, if you are earning a matching 300,000 on your left and right, you can tell yourself you're earning more to the percentage rate than Imperial Masters. Okay, so that's how righteous our compensation plan is. All right, next page. Oops, sorry. This is what happens to the live performance. Okay, and when you become an Imperial Master, what happens? You're earning $1 million cash, okay? $1 million. When can you ever imagine that happening in your life? So I asked myself, I can continue to progress in my career. There's no issue. I was on my way to try to become a senior manager, director, vice president, and maybe, I don't know, CEO. That's kind of hard dream to achieve. But then realistically, I was targeting vice president of a company. But what do? They answer the phone call 24/7. They can't sleep. They have no work and life balance. So I said I had to ask a tough question. Am I going to continue to progress in my career and put 60 hours, 70 hours a week? Or am I going to look for a new platform that really looks after my family and my balanced life and the platform that can help other people? And I looked at Imperial Master, the earnings they're going to get, it's better than CEO. I honestly think that becoming an Imperial Master is better than Jeff Bezos and the CEO of a big, large corporations, because we have residual income, and it's 3-generation inheritance. So if you have kids, or if you plan to have kids in the future, this is an amazing concept that the company allows you to benefit from. So my journey with Atomy has been incredible. Consumer first. So I worked very hard to create consumer, but I had to become a consumer myself first. So how did I meet Atomy? A lady from a church just recommended, hey, use toothbrush and toothpaste. I have been suffering a lot from having cavities every 3-4 months. Even if I get regular checkups, I don't know if it was the way I was brushing my teeth or the toothpaste that I was using. I was paying a lot of money for Sensodyne, like one of the toothpaste that say, if you have sensitive tooth, use ours. But then it never worked. But then what happened when I switched to our propolis toothpaste? It was amazing. Even my sons will not brush their teeth if we don't have Atomy toothpaste. So I always need to make sure I have enough in my stock. So I was consumer first, and I fell in love with their products. And that led me to becoming more interested in doing this as a business. And my sponsors gave me an opportunity to become an MC. So with in the beginning I was horrible MC, but I got better and better. And now I have my partners becoming an MC. So that's truly a duplication process. And let me tell you this: if you ever think you're too busy for Atomy, please. I had 3 jobs, full-time Raytheon. I was serving in the Air Force Reserve, and I also Raytheon Army, and then I did Atomy on the side in the beginning, and I had two babies. So there were a lot going on in my life, but I was focused. I knew my future could improve significantly through Atomy. That's why every time when challenges hit me, I did not quit. So in the middle of towards the end of the year last year, my wife got a job in California. She said, "Can we move?" And what is an amazing thing about Atomy? You can pick up a laptop, you can move, and still do Atomy. So amazing concept. And so new location, I transferred to Raytheon, LA in January this year. Did I know a lot of people? I used to live in LA, but that was a long time ago, so I only knew two people. So basically, I had to restart everything here. And I learned it at the time. It was very challenging, but I learned the importance of life scenario because every time I was becoming challenged and wanted to quit, I just refer back to the life scenario that I wrote. I had to keep asking myself, what was the first reason I started this company? And that's when my sponsor sent me a gift box that had catalog of Atomy. They gave me a startup kit. Okay, they said, "Hey, Israel, you went to LA. We want to help you. Here's a starter kit." So I started spreading. I started giving those out, and I was building my business. And what happened? COVID-19 happened, and it's such a pandemic, and I understand it hurt a lot of families, and that it really hurt a lot of my friends as well. But I said, I'm gonna turn this risk into opportunities. And first thing that happened was I was living in LA. My family was in San Diego. I was able to reunite with them. And what happened? I was able to save my time on commute. I was driving 1 hour each way, so 2 hours a day I was spending on the road. But when I work from home, guess what? I was able to use that 2 hours towards Atomy. And every time I was washing dishes, and my wife's gonna say, "You never wash dishes," but I did wash dishes. And every time I did, I had my Atomy video on, Hangyo Park, and or in the CEO or whoever it was. I wanted to continue to challenge myself because if you don't keep encouraging yourself and keep challenging yourself with through life scenario and watching videos, there's so many reasons to quit. But don't let that deter you. Always refer back to why. Why did you start Atomy in the first place? And through Zoom meetings, my business started growing rapidly. I'm telling you rapidly because I was able to meet 10 people in one day, whereas in person, I could only meet two people a day. And basically, I moved to California around January timeframe. I had done sales master before, but there was a lot of people. I would say a couple of months that I kind of drifted away from Atomy. So I'm gonna be honest. So I was so busy, and I said, "Wow, maybe this is not worth it." So I kind of drifted away for a couple months. However, thanks to my sponsor, they did not let me quit. They said, "Israel, let's meet." So they drove all the way to my house, about 40, 50-minute drive. And then they gave me the certificate of sales mastership that I had achieved. And they say, "Israel, I want you to think about why you had started Atomy in the beginning, in the first place." So basically, when I moved to California, I was very new again. So I would say from February of this year, it took me 4 months to achieve my second sales mastership. And I have just achieved Diamond Mastership last month. Thank, Thanks to my sponsors and my partners. I could not have done it without them. So I stepped back and said, I was very lucky to be the class number one. I know many of you have done the Auto Master class from my sponsors. I was lucky enough to have the private lesson from them. So I took the Auto Sales Master class and I learned the system. System is so important. A lot of people bring in the habit of doing other network marketing. So all they do is sell. We are not operating in a small market. We are operating a global online platform. So we have to keep thinking to ourselves and say, wow, I'm actually a CEO, platform owner of a global market, not a small retail business. So I learned the way of this, how the system works. And what did I do? I invited as many partners as possible to attend that class. And most of the people, if not everyone that have attended Auto Sales Master class, have achieved sales mastership in a very short period of time. So I will highly recommend you recommending all your partners to join Auto Sales Master class. And please tell them you need to show up early, be on time, take notes, and really be serious about it. If you're not serious, don't even let them come, because this class is not for people that are not ready. This class is for people that are ready and wanting to change their life. And there I learned the 8 steps to success. So dream. What do? We have to dream, right? And then once we have that mindset, I want to take care of my family. I want to really improve my life and work and life balance. That's the dream. And then what type of house you want to live in, that's where life scenario comes in, right? And you make a determination. And through the determination, you tell yourself, I'm going to commit no matter what. And then there comes the list of people that are not. It's not just about people that are going to do the business with you. It's the people that wash their hair. It's the people that brush their teeth. So it's basically everyone that you know is going to come to the list, and you invite them. Use your sponsors. Use the system. Use the Success Academy and many other meetings you have. Don't try to do one-on-one all the time, because especially if you're in the beginning of the stage of this business, don't try to do it yourself. If you bring in the third party that understands the business a little bit more, that will earn a lot more credential than if you were to talk to yourself, talk just by yourself. And I'm going to explain a little bit about company motto, because that is where everything started. If we don't understand the company motto is basically the vision and DNA of the company. Our company has an amazing DNA, amazing company motto: cherish the spirit. We don't use people for a means to make money. We're not using people, but we are in it, again, for our family, for our partners. If they see that okay, so if someone's suffering through their immune system, someone just had a chemotherapy, someone has a very sensitive gum, so you're asking questions. You say, just the way the lady asked me, do you have any teeth issue and things like that? And then I say, yes, I do. And then I use the toothpaste. And then, believe it or not, I have never had cavity after that. It's been 2 years, if not more. It was amazing. In sunscreen, I was always playing soccer. And then the lady said, hey, use the sunscreen. That is incredible. And every time you wear normal sunscreen, it sweats in your eyes and hurts your eyes. But Atomy sunscreen never hurt my eyes. And I shared it with all my soccer friends. It was amazing. So that's how you cherish the spirit and create the vision through the life scenario. Because no goals means there's no direction. And follow the faith. Faith is something you cannot see, and it becomes reality through your hard work. And one thing that really also amazes me about our company is our leaders are so humble. The higher they go, the lower they become. So I look at that, from my sponsors and many of the leaders, to start from our CEO and create a lot of consumers. So that was my first and very last facial massage. I don't think I was very good at it, but she thankfully became my consumer after that. And she's also interested in doing the business. And so again, we're not just a retail store, we're a global shopping mall, online shopping mall. So it's not just selling, but what do you do after they try the facial mask and things like that? You follow up and you educate consumer. Just because they're a consumer doesn't mean you shouldn't educate them. Okay, we're 90%, 95% consumer business. So educate your consumers, because they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're buying into, right? So they're gonna only stick with something that they're familiar with. But earlier we had many different product testimonies. So if you don't share what type of products we have, they're not gonna buy it. Where are they gonna go? They're gonna go somewhere else where they have been buying. Then they're not gonna earn their points. That means they're not gonna get the residual income, even as a consumer, right? So as I was creating more auto consumers, I became an exclusive dealer just with 700,000 PVs. And I saw it pop up as an exclusive dealer. I was like, I called my sponsors. I said, why am I exclusive dealer? I only have 700,000 PVs. And they said it was because I was doing auto sales master every 15 days. So that was enough for me to become an exclusive dealer. And what about my partners? So we were duplicating ourselves, creating auto consumers. And my partner became a diamond master with just 300,000 PVs, personal PVs, I should say. So that was just incredible how the system works. And it's all about relationship in this business. We have to listen and listen to your sponsors. And how you treat your sponsor will be how your partners treat you. So always remember to treat your sponsor with respect. Okay, not just look at your promotion, but look at their promotion. You ask them, hey, Mr. So and so, what is your goal to become the next level mastership? Because I want to be there for you. You did all this work for me. You went extra mile for me. I want to do the same thing. And guess what? Your partner's gonna do. They're gonna do the same thing. But when you look at your partners, don't expect anything, right? You just love them, you care for them as a baby, right? In the beginning. What do? Three S. Three S's: serve, support, and sacrifice. If you do those three things, your partners will follow you. And if they see the way you follow your sponsors and the way you respect your sponsors, they will do the same. And I always tell them, they always ask me, Israel, should I put them on my left or right? They always ask me these questions. And I say, hey, let's add this person here. They go, but, I'm not getting the $60. And I ask them, are you in this business for $60 or $50,000 a month? Then the answer is right there. Because I used to go ask the same question, but it's our job as a sponsor to mentor them and continue to learn, attend meetings, and volunteer. Volunteer for testimonies, product testimonies, volunteer for marketing plan, and duplicate from your sponsors. If your sponsors doing marketing plans, say, I want to do that too. How can you teach me? So always have the desire to learn and encourage one another. Even if this person's not from your line, even if it's your sister's line or someone else's line, another center, always encourage them, because in the end, the bigger Atomy gets, the bigger your business gets in the long run. We are in this business for 100 years. So let's act like that, and then let's support one another and share resources. And so I'm going to leave you with the final thoughts. Whether you think you can or you can't, you're correct. And if you want to go fast, go alone. However, if you want to go far, we go together as a team. Lastly, please enjoy the ride, because there's no one that can beat you if you're enjoying it. And I already went to the future and saw myself as an Imperial Master by April 10, 2030. Okay, so have that goal in your life scenario.